Today, on this 1st of May, we celebrate the feast of Saint Joseph the Worker. In this video, I would like to show you the material that you need to make your own Saint Joseph cord and how to properly cut cotton and nylon twine. So, let's talk material. The only and most necessary thing that you will need to make your Saint Joseph cord is something white and rope-like. It is recommended that it be made out of cotton, wool, or linen. We offer our Saint Joseph cords in 100% cotton. We also offer them in 100% nylon, which is not a recommended material. The cotton material, along with the wool and the linen, the knots will be a lot easier to make. It isn't as durable as a synthetic material, but it will still last you a very long time regardless. A synthetic material will last you a lot longer, however the knots are a little more difficult to make. In our next video, we will show you how to make the knots for a cotton cord, which would be the same for linen and wool. And we will also show you how to make a Saint Joseph cord out of nylon with the special barrel knots. Here we have a cotton braided twine. This is 42 ply cotton, which means 42 threads are wrapped together to make this single cord. And this is a number 30 nylon braided twine. The number 30 is the thickness. You can have a more thick Saint Joseph cord or a thinner one. I like the number 30 size. It is a tiny bit thicker than the 42 ply cotton twine. If you want something thicker than number 30, you can get a number 36 or 42. If you want something thinner, then maybe a number 24 or 21 twine. Both this 42 ply cotton braided twine and number 30 nylon braided twine we bought off of Amazon. However, you can buy it at many craft stores and even home improvement stores. Whatever twine you do get, please make sure that it's braided twine rather than twisted twine. Twisted twine will unravel very quickly when cut, especially if made out of nylon. If you don't have something string or rope-like, what I did was I took this 100% cotton white pillowcase, I cut strips of it, sewed it together, and made it ribbon-like. I don't see why this couldn't be used as a Saint Joseph cord as long as you tie 7 knots into it, get it blessed by a priest, get it around your waist, and start praying the daily prayers. Sometimes priests, deacons, and altar servers do use a ribbon-like cincture around their waist when they're serving. So don't let your means stop you from this devotion. And if you don't even have something like this, I don't see why you couldn't just pray the daily prayers and receive the graces. And there you have it. 7 knots, get it blessed, tied around your waist, and start receiving those graces that Saint Joseph has in store for you. This white twine or ribbon-like cloth with the 7 knots and a blessing from a priest is really the only thing necessary for you to have a Saint Joseph cord. After that, you would simply wear the Saint Joseph cord around your waist and pray the daily prayers associated with the cord, which are glory be, meditation on each of the 7 joys and 7 sorrows of Saint Joseph, with a concluding prayer for purity. Once you have your cord to make your Saint Joseph cord with, you want something to cut it. So for the cotton cord, you're going to need something sharp like scissors. For the nylon cord, you do not want to use scissors, rather you want to use fire. I find candles to be best so that you have control of both ends of the cord once you cut it. You may want for both cords a measuring tool like a yardstick or measuring tape, though it's not necessary, as I will show you how to use your body to measure. For the nylon cord, we will be making barrel knots. To make barrel knots, it's easier, though not necessary, to have a grooved tool. This is a grooved tool to make barrel knot rosaries that can be found at Our Lady's Rosary Makers website or Amazon or eBay. If you don't have access to that, you can make your own groove tool by cutting up an umbrella. Umbrellas have these metal sticks that have grooves in them, and if you cut it up, you can have your own tool that has a groove in it. You can put this new grooved metal tool in a wooden dowel to make it easier on the hands. If you don't have any of these things, the groove tools, you can use a pencil or even your finger. So this is it. Let's get started. Our first step in making St. Joseph cords is cutting the cord. So 3.5 yards is more than enough to make a cord for your standard sizes of small, medium, or large. You may even be able to have it fit a standard extra large. So the way that I measure is I use my body. I am 5 foot 7 inches or 1.7 meters, and my hands fully extended is the same size as my body height. So 5'7" extended hands, 5'7" from head to toe. So for your cotton cord, you can use scissors. I'm going to extend my hands twice without my palms, so I should get about 3 yards. And 1/3 or 3 yards. And 12 inches. So 1, 2, 3, and 12 inches. So for your cotton cord, you're going to want to tie both ends with a knot so it doesn't fray. One of the ends that you tie will serve as one of the 7 knots of the St. Joseph's cord, which is just a regular knot. And those are the knots that you use to make the rest of the knots for the cotton cord. It's a lot easier to make a St. Joseph cord out of cotton. So to make your nylon cord, you measure it the same way. Because the barrel knots take up more of the cord, I do the full 2 body lengths and a palm because, again, of the barrel knots. And fire is the way to go. A candle is the best way because you have control of both ends of the cord once you cut it. So you're going to put it over the fire where you want it cut. You're going to pull both ends gently. And sometimes you get a blob or strands. So what you want to do is you put it right back in the fire and take your index and your thumb and swipe over the cord gently. You're going to have to be very, very, very careful because it's going to be very hot. So over the fire and swipe, and that hurts, thank you Jesus, over the fire, and that is the point that I want. 3.5 yards may seem like a lot of cord. However, it's meant to be doubled before tying around your waist. To see how it's done, please watch our previous video on how to tie a St. Joseph cord around your waist. So now that we have our cords cut, We're going to make our knots. We're going to start with the cotton cord because it's a lot easier to make the knots. The nylon cord is going to take some time and patience. Stay tuned for our next video where we will show you specifically how to make the 7 knots on cotton and nylon twine so that you can make your own St. Joseph cord. Our prayer cards come in 5 different sizes. 2 of the 5 are just the prayers in English and Latin with the biblical passages of the 7 sorrows and 7 joys of St. Joseph. These 2 come in a wallet size or on a 5 by 7 inch laminated sheet. 3 of the 5 of our prayer cards also have the daily prayers in English and Latin along with the biblical passages, but also include short info on the cord of St. Joseph. These also come in a wallet size, but also a medium-sized bookmark and a pamphlet. All our cards are offered in English and Spanish, and God willing, we will soon have Polish, Portuguese, Italian, French, and Arabic. For a little more, our prayer cards can be printed on a waterproof and tear-resistant paper, so they wouldn't need to be laminated, making them easy to carry as they are not bulky. Our cords are made on size 30 braided nylon twine or on 42 ply braided cotton.